most delicate burp ever. It wasn't even like audible.
You're so fancy.
This video is sponsored by Audible. Go to audible.com/
I don't have a coupon
to get absolutely nothing.
So we wanted to cuddle with pillows, so like don't mind our awkward like cuddles with this pillow.
Yeah, we were filming a candy haul for my channel, and I decided, I was like, Alex, do you think it would be really weird if I like filmed in my pajamas? And she was like, can we? So we're just like hanging out in our pajamas and having a girls' night with like our
girls'
little...
chats. Oh, we never got more Sephora masks. We did a peel-off mask last night from Sephora, and it was bomb.com.
We thought we'd be super comfortable while we talk to you guys about this, because this is going to be a long video. This is kind of like a heart-to-heart. Like, we need to chat with you guys.
Girl chat. Like, sit on down, grab a snack, grab a drink. I didn't even say hi yet. Hey, y'all. I said y'all again. God.
Okay, so side note, Alex has been picking up on all of my little, like, phrases and stuff, which I think is so freaking funny. And
all of
she's
them.
Gonna go back to
I'm going to go back home, and people are going to be like, what are you
saying?
I'm Loey. No. It's a thing, though. Literally, Loey has her own language, and it's quite adorable, but I've picked up on it for sure. But literally, we've had a crazy day, and we're on the last night of our trip right now in LA. Sadly, we're very upset about it. Oh. I'm leaving it in there, man. That hurt. Do you ever get like a burp hiccup, and it friggin' radiates your soul? Do you ever get those? A burp hiccup? Where it's like, you burp, but then you hiccup, so it interrupts, and it like lightning bolts your chest. Is that not a thing with you?
I mean, yeah.
Oh, got it. Oh, I'm gonna have to edit the crap out of this. But tonight's our last night in LA, so we have had an extreme amount of Uber experiences thus far.
Yeah.
Oh, it's not even funny. We have some stories. I've actually been keeping track so we don't forget any. Oh, girl, it is gonna get real.
Do you want to like begin by telling them how difficult it is to get an Uber where we're staying?
Oh, yes. Okay, so we found a fabulous hotel. Like, it's very inexpensive, but it's bomb. Like, great service, great people, great room, whatever. Good room service as well. But it's right outside of LAX, and it's the LAX Concourse. We can mention that. It's not a big deal to
We're not going to be here by the time this is up.
No.
It's a great hotel. We both highly recommend it if you're looking for a place to stay in the area. It was
and it's
really
extremely affordable,
yeah.
But it's right near the airport. Like, it's a quick little shuttle ride. It's basically right at LAX. The airplanes are right outside our window. It's kind of fun to watch, actually. But Uber thinks that we are at LAX, so we can't get picked up here.
Which is so obnoxious. So we kind of on the daily have been taking cabs to Taco Bell and then calling Uber from there.
Oh, the desperateness has gotten all too real.
And like, I feel so bad. Every single day we go outside and we
ask
tell
the concierge.
The concierge.
Got to hook up to Taco Bell?
Yeah, we're always like, can we get a taxi? And they say to where? And we're like, Taco Bell.
Oh my god, it's so awkward. We got dissed today by the taxi guy.
Yeah.
We have to say that. We got dissed. He was like, he literally got there. He was like, this could have just been walked to.
I was like, do you not want your $5 plus a tip for this drive? Like, honestly.
Well, first exact words, it was basically that, like, we should have just walked there. But, like, we had heels on, and we were in it to go to the Uber.
So, I mean, we were struggle busing for these Ubers. And okay, can I honestly say, like, I'm a big Uber fan. I've Ubered a whole lot, especially while I'm in LA. I've done it in Florida as well. I think that it's a great service, and I think it's a cool company. But I also think that it's not very well monitored in terms of who they necessarily employ. And I have to say, with Alex, I've had the craziest Uber experiences, so we're going to tell you guys about them.
I don't even, okay, so we're going to start from day one till now and just go in the order because that's how we remember them. So the first experience we had seemed promising. So this guy was really cute. He was like really into talking about like his wife and how marriage works, and he was like, the wife is always right.
Yeah.
Like, just say yes and smile. We were like, oh, okay, like I'm gonna tell my boyfriend about this. This guy knows what's up.
Right.
So we decided to get a little creative because he asked if we were sisters. That was the first time I think we were asked if we were sisters.
It was so really funny how this worked too, because I said yes when he asked, and we literally, like, we didn't discuss it at all. We just ran off of each other's answers.
We were feeling the vibes. And we had just met at this point, too, which is even funnier. So we went off it. We were like, yeah, we're sisters.
It was really, really, really funny. He genuinely believed it, too. He was like, same mom and dad? I was like, yeah.
And I said I was married. She is married. But, like, we were just, like, playing off separate. We were just making up our lives at this point.
It was really funny.
It was so fun.
I will say, I remember he was very, he was asking us what we do and, like, why we were going to the event. And he was a very body positive kind of guy. And
yes, remember that? Oh, yeah. God, we have to tell him about that.
I think that you got some of it on your vlog channel. I don't know how much, but I know you turned on the camera for, like, 2 seconds.
Oh, my goodness. He was a gem. He was just like, you have to love yourself as you are. Like, you know, you only have one body, you should love it.
I just think he was very positive, and he made me feel really good. Like,
absolutely.
He was not weird. He was just,
he was
I thought it was funny, like, our story.
That wasn't our weird story yet.
Yeah.
This is simply the first experience we had of Uber getting here, and he was just absolutely a gem. So it started off well. Which one was after that? Was this one?
Well, this is the big one. This was the big one of the entire trip. Our second, well, no, we came back from, wait, no. The person that we're about to talk to was the one who drove us back from Generation Beauty.
So this is the crazy one right now. This is where it gets real. So we had this guy. How do I even start this off? At first he seemed okay. At first he was nice. Remember?
Yes.
He was talking about body positivity as well. We got a lot of body positivity men going on the Ubers.
It's hard to explain what we do too. So usually I'm just really open with people, and it starts a huge conversation. And I think that that's important.
It all started when he looked up we were talking about our YouTube channels, and like he gave her the phone so we could type in our YouTube channels, so she typed hers in, and he like found her, and then it got creepy.
Okay, so my most recent video was my swimwear lookbook of this summer, and he watched it. He held his phone in his hand while he was driving, and he was watching it, and I'm like, oh my god, is he gonna watch this in front of me? And he started going, I was like, oh. No, he was like, oh, you look. He kept like making comments too. I was like, oh, this is the end. This is Taken 4. Taken for the last time. Liam Neeson is not coming for us this time. He's not coming. He was like, oh, very beautiful. And I was like, okay.
Yeah. And not only this, but like he's watching a YouTube video. He's been texting.
Driving.
Like
yes.
He was showing us his eBay profile, which we'll get to. What? So that was going on. Then the conversation started to get a little bit more intense.
A little bit dark, in all honesty.
A little dark. I don't know. We're not sure what came in what order, synchronizing it and stuff. But like, honestly, we'll start with the weed.
Well, okay, let's start with the fact that he told us that he was going to be selling weed.
I think he grows it already.
The reason that he told us that was because originally he was talking about how when he moved to the United States, this was 30 years ago.
From Egypt.
He had $7 million.
$7 to $8 million from selling artifacts, right?
Ancient Egyptian artifacts that he was like buying in bulk and then selling on eBay, or I don't know where else he was selling them, to be totally real.
You just don't know.
He says that he had $7 million, to 7 to 8, whatever, that he had gambled away.
Where do you put that much money?
And I just keep thinking, like, there are so many ways that this could have went. I keep thinking, okay, well, obviously this isn't true. But then, what if it is? Why do you go to the casino if you have $7 million? I would be taking a bath in all of my dollars.
Oh, God, girl, yeah. So I would be like, making it rain on my naked self. Oh my God, so that happened. He did show us our eBay accounts.
He showed us his eBay accounts for the Egyptian stuff, and then this is what opened it up to the weed story.
Oh yes, the weed story. Mm-hmm. So, I mean, basically it came down to him talking about selling and growing and selling marijuana.
And he gave us I know, this is so... He gave us a rundown of how the process was going to work.
Oh, he threw it all out there.
No, he told us how to go about it, and I'm like, I don't want this information.
Yeah, like, this is not pertinent to me.
And he asked us, too, he was like, have you ladies ever, like, done it? And we were both like, no, never.
It's not appealing.
No, and he was sitting there like, well, it's legal to do X, Y, Z, and the state allows it, but the feds do not. And I'm like, then why are you sitting here telling us this?
Is this when he got into the cocaine?
Yes, then, well...
Or was that later?
That was later. That was later with the cocaine. Yeah. After the weed was prostitution.
Yes, then because we were talking about legalization and what's legal and what's not with the marijuana thing.
We were very delicately trying to explain to him that maybe doing what he was suggesting was not such a good idea.
No.
And maybe also that he shouldn't be telling strangers. Let's also say that we don't know who he is. By the way, we have like no contact information, or else I would report him.
Yeah, we don't. Uber's it's long gone.
Yeah.
So then when it just kind of came up about prostitution. I don't know if he was joking, but even as a joke, it's not funny. Like talking about how, you know, the weed should be legalized and prostitution. It's like, what do you possibly say to someone who wants to legalize prostitution?
You have to wonder as well. I mean, he was talking about business at this point, so it was a very dark turn for him to say, you know, we're sitting there talking about business and what he's doing for a living and stuff like that, and he's talking about how he's providing for his kids with Uber, and then he starts talking about selling weed and then legalizing prostitution. And I'm like, what do you want to do with that?
Like, as much as we can laugh about it, it's dark. Like, that's not okay to talk about at all. Like, whoa.
Not with a stranger, not with anyone. I mean, that's such a serious topic, and that's something we know nothing about. As much as, like, this is, like, kind of a lighthearted video, that's so dark, and...
Yeah, like, the rest of the topics got dark.
Yeah, it got darker from there.
ISIS, that was next. That was just weird.
ISIS was like a big... Oh, I get chills even thinking about that. That was a big red flag for me. That was oh, cool, taken 6. Oh, like, we're leaving. We're done.
God, it was just majorly uncomfortable. Like, I don't know, like, he was like, it's an inside job and all this. Just saying a lot of stuff. Just like, blah, 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 blah. Like, babbling about it.
Yeah, he tried to tell us that the United States had created this, and it was so weird.
Oh, God.
And then it was the thing with the CIA, and the CIA was selling cocaine. I don't even remember what that story
Honestly, he might have just been a little cray-cray.
Yeah, he was saying that the CIA was selling cocaine, and that George W. Bush Sr. was covering that up. I mean, and I also have to tell you guys, like, as funny as this is, to recap now, when we were in the cab, like, I was texting Alex, like, I don't know if we're gonna get... I know that
she was genuinely nervous. Genuinely nervous.
Like,
honestly, you just don't know. I mean, life can be crazy. You're just genuine.
When someone is talking to a stranger like that, I'm just like, what is he... Like, what
I think he was overly comfortable, because the beginning of our ride was, like, actually really cool. Like, he was a genuinely nice person until it took a weird turn. So I think he was overly comfortable with us and was kind of just, like, running his mouth about stuff he shouldn't have been. Then the presidential turn, because he was talking about, you know, George Bush or whatever. It turned over to Obama, and I have to say, we loved Obama.
We got mad love
Obama.
Mad love.
Seriously. So he talked about how, like, we should have impeached Obama, and honestly, I giggled because I thought he was joking. So, like, I turned, I was like, and, like, partially I thought it was just stupid. I didn't want to have this conversation.
But you don't say things like that out of the blue. Like, it doesn't sound like something someone would just sneak into a conversation.
No, it came out of
nowhere. So, yeah, she giggled, and then...
He was like, why are you laughing? And I was like, oh, no. Like, I was going to try to play it off like I was clearing my throat straight up, but, like, I couldn't do that. So then he told me to read the Bible, quote, something. I don't even remember. I think it was
don't remember what he said, and then he said it would... What did he tell you? It would change the way that you looked at the world.
That you looked at the world.
And I remember that was the point where I texted her. I was like, do not piss
this
guy off.
She literally said that moment, right after I giggled and he said that, she texted me and goes, do not piss this guy off. I am scared. And then I immediately just...
Yeah, Alex was like, okay.
I barely talked the whole time anyway, but I couldn't hold that giggling because I couldn't take it seriously.
We were just, the whole time. He was actually, we asked him, again, it was something where we told him what he did, or what we did, and we were talking about body positivity, and he was very, very inspirational in the beginning.
Yeah, we were really feeling him in the beginning, and that's why I think he may have gotten
just too comfortable
with us, and, you know, probably shouldn't have said all those things. He definitely shouldn't have said those things, because we were genuinely uncomfortable, and we had an amazing Uber driver the next day, who we'll move on to now, who was quite lovely, because we talked about him with this guy, this amazing young guy. Maybe by some miracle he'll see this. You were
We have his Instagram.
Yes, we have his Instagram. He's just amazing.
Yeah, he's wonderful.
Oh my goodness. I don't even know where to start with this guy. Like, he had just a glowing energy, and we immediately opened up to him about our Uber experience with this guy.
He was very comforting, and he was the one who, like, straight up, like, I was like, okay, am I overreacting? And he was like, no, that is not cool to talk about with someone.
This guy was really enlightening and really uplifting. He has a crazy, like, cool summer going on. He decided to backpack, like, Oh my god, tell them about the backpacking.
This is like the coolest thing ever. He was telling us how he had decided he's like getting to the point in his life where he feels like he wants to start settling down.
He's 25.
He's 25.
Yeah.
He's like he's almost done with school, I think he said. And
so, he had like a real job for a while, I think. Like he's been working at his real job for a while.
Yeah, I don't know where in the world he was working. He mentioned a few places.
He was doing lighting, like professional lighting or something like that, and he really loved it, but he said like before he settled down he wanted to like backpack and travel.
Because that was like a huge thing he really enjoyed. So he quit his job. This is like so cool to me. He quit his job, which mad props. I've done that, been there, quit my job to work for myself, and it's the scariest decision in the entire world.
It's a leap of faith.
So he quit his job and he's backpacking like everywhere. His girlfriend is a flight attendant, so he gets to fly on standby, which means like if there are open seats, he can fly for free. It's crazy. He's got the coolest summer plan, and he has so much energy and so much drive, and he was so sweet.
He was so sweet, and like he does so much cool stuff. I hope he needs to make a YouTube channel. Like if you're watching,
we did try to convince him to make a YouTube channel.
Because he could make the coolest vlog channel with all of his experiences. He told us the coolest stories about him backpacking and hiking, going to the top of mountains with French people and being naked awkwardly. It was just funny. Like it was great stories. He was a really cool guy. It just like was inspiring. It made us want to like backpack, leave our lives and backpack around. He's going to like Europe. Where is he going this summer?
He said he was going to like Europe. He said he was going to Alaska, like Colorado.
He's going everywhere.
He's going everywhere. And I'm so like, I told him like, I'm so freaking proud of you. Like that is such a leap of faith. Such a leap of faith. And also like to follow your dreams in that kind of way and just be like, all right, this is what I'm doing.
Yeah.
That's amazing to me.
A lot of bravery, a lot. It's very cool too. Like, you know, you only live once, and before you settle down, it's cool to do that kind of stuff. So that was really cool. We liked him. Who was after that guy?
So our next one was when we were going to Rodeo Drive after Generation Beauty. There might have been an Uber driver in here. Like we might be forgetting like one or two because honestly some of them
it's actually a little blurry.
Yeah, it's a little bit blurry for being totally real. We tried to write down everything, but I mean let's be real.
These are the most ones that stood out to us.
Yeah. So, this guy was nice. I could not figure out where we were.
That's the thing about Uber that kind of sucks. Like, if you're not in the exact place that you're supposed to be, it's a kerfuffle.
Like, if you're not on a, like, street corner, basically, it likes to, like, let's say we were at the Staples Center, for example, but it wanted to put us at a corner of X and X Street. So we weren't at the right spot where it like had our look. It's so weird.
It's confusing.
So he was really patient with us and like totally understood that I had no clue what I was doing. I was like, sir, I have no idea. I'm so sorry. I'm one of those people too where I'm like, yes sir, no sir.
She's so freaking polite. It's adorable.
This poor guy was just so patient with me. And so he finally picked us up and he was kind of quiet, but he was nice the whole drive.
Yeah, he was like a genuinely cool dude. He stood up for us.
Yeah, that was the part where I was like mad props. Like you're my boo-boo.
Yes.
I don't even know how this happened, if we're being totally honest. Like, I don't know how it happened.
I remember it
quick.
super vividly because I was on the side of the guy, so I got to see it kind of more close up. So we pulled up to a stoplight right after we left the Staples Center, and there was just a guy wandering the road, not on the sidewalk, like in the road. He was
in a turning lane, which I don't know if he was in trouble. I don't know if he needed money. I don't know if he was homeless, and that's something that really like touches my heart. So I always try to help when I can, but I had like no cash on me. So he walked up to the window. He actually didn't ask us for money in any way, shape, or form. He walked up, and you were there, so you know what he said.
I was right by the window. He was saying to the Uber driver about how, you know, he had pretty girls in the car or whatever. I don't remember it word for word, but he basically was just saying that we had pretty girls in the car and, like, something about what he would do to the pretty girls in the car. So
like, I don't know what I do with
very suggestive.
It was
just it was genuinely creepy. It wasn't. I mean, because like a compliment, of course, we're like thankful for a nice compliment if you want to, you know, that whatever.
Yeah,
that's cool, but not when it turns creepy. So literally, our Uber driver goes, "These girls have loaded guns."
Okay, and can I just say that the guy who was outside of the car window was rolled down because Alex we both have felt like this the whole time we're here, that we would rather have the windows rolled down than the air conditioning blasting because the weather is beautiful here.
Nice.
So the windows are down, which is why he can see in the car and stuff.
And you can hear
it. And this guy doesn't miss a freaking beat. He's like, loaded guns, my God.
Yeah.
What are these girls doing with loaded guns?
Yes, he was totally playing into it,
and
too.
it was so funny, but, like, I was laughing then, but then...
As we were driving away, he, like, said... sexual terms.
Yeah, he said, like, he basically talked about, I don't want to say exactly what he said, but it was kind of gross.
And what did the Uber
really
driver
gross.
say, though? He was just
He
like...
said,
Do you remember word for word what he said?
He said, pardon my language, but what an idiot.
Oh my God, he was so cute! Oh my God, he was so cute. The whole time, he thought a bad word was idiot. He literally kept saying, and then we were on the road, he goes, pardon me, ladies, but these idiots.
It was adorable. I was like,
oh my God, he had a special place in my heart for some reason.
I don't know if he was doing that because I was like calling him sir the whole time, or like.
No, I think he was genuinely just a very polite little sweet guy.
He was so
But
sweet.
it was really cool because like he seemed so like chill and quiet until like he was like, these ladies have loaded guns, so you better be careful. Oh my God.
I feel like he would have like duked it out for us, honestly.
Oh my God, I have a huge bruise on my leg and it's like a swollen one.
Are you joking me? How?
Oh my God, it's ginormous. It was so swollen. Ew. What? Ew, I hate medical things. Bodily fluids. Ew.
So when Alex is grossed out by something, she always goes, ew.
Ew. And I still go, ew. I'm like, I can't.
They do baby tongue like cats when they're smelling.
Oh my God, yes. I am a cat. A cat is my spirit animal.
And then the rodeo drive when he
this guy, I mean, we loved him until we had a little kerfuffle at the end. We both just sighed.
Yeah, I know. I'm like, this is so complicated. This is a genuine, I don't know, because a lot of the drivers, it seems, are not like native English speakers, and I think there's a bit of a language barrier, and sometimes I feel so bad because I know that they're getting frustrated that they either don't know what the heck I'm saying or like vice versa, and I keep having to ask them to repeat themselves.
Yeah.
I think there was just a miscommunication. We had entered Rodeo Drive and
it was like houses.
Yeah, he took
Beautiful
us to houses at the end of Rodeo. Well, not the end of Rodeo Drive.
Or the start. I don't know what it was.
It was weird because the location I put into my Uber, it still said the ride wasn't done on my phone. We were going to the shops. We were just going to go look around, by the way. We didn't got the money to shop on Rodeo Drive. We did get a little something.
We got one little something for ourselves, but you'll have to watch the vlog.
Yeah, you'll have to watch the vlogs to know what it is. It's really super cute.
Teaser.
But he stopped at those houses and he was like,
okay, bye. He
He
literally was just like, okay, scoot. And we were like, this ain't where we want to be.
And then we said, we meant the shops on Rodeo Drive, and he was like, the Beverly Center? And I was like,
no.
I was getting really panicked because he was kind of like raising his voice with us.
Yeah, he got a little sassy. You know, he did get a little sassy actually, and he was basically telling us we were like crazy because there's no such thing as shopping on Rodeo Drive.
And I kept trying to say like, no, like our drive hasn't ended yet on my phone. There is a famous rodeo. You said that. You were like,
I was like the one that celebrities go to, the ones that people shop on. Like I was basic bitching there. I was just like, no, like the one I see on TV, like the one that people go to.
Beyonce's there.
Beyonce. He made us seem crazy. He was like, well, I can take you to the Beverly Center. I'm like, no,
that's not where we want to go. I was like, why don't you try to go? Like I was kind of, I didn't mean to come across as like snappy or anything.
You didn't, but like he was giving us toot a little bit.
Yeah, I was like, what would you like me to do, sir? Because the location was still further down. Like if you had just kept going straight, and that's what he wound up doing.
It ended up being less than a mile down the road.
Yeah, but like the drive wasn't over. That's the whole thing. Is if I had entered that location, that's my B. Yeah. But like it said that the drive wasn't over, and I don't know why in the world there was a miscommunication, or like maybe he was using another like GPS or something, but. Yeah. That was the only like negative experience with him. He was really nice after that, and he made sure to drop us off.
Yeah, he was cool. He was cool, and he had our back about the loaded guns. So that's ultimately that was cool.
Yeah.
Last guy is our cool African this morning, right?
Yes. Well, we have two more. We have our really cool African guy. Crazy. He's from the exact same place as her boyfriend.
So like we vibed.
Yes.
Like, we could tell by his accent he wasn't from here, and he was like, "Oh, I'm African." I'm like, "Well, shoot, my boyfriend's African," and I'm like, "Nigeria," and he was like, "Nigeria," and they're actually both from the same place in Nigeria. So we totally vibed on that and talked. The first thing I told my boyfriend, I don't know if you caught on to this, but like the first thing I said, he was like, "What part of Africa is from?" And I was like, "He's Nigerian." And he goes, "Oh, I'm so sorry." Did you hear
really?
him?
I didn't hear him.
And I told Alan that. He's like, "What does that mean?" I'm like, "You know you're stubborn." Like I think it's like apparently a thing from what I've heard. I don't know if it's real, but like apparently Nigerian men are a little bit more hard to deal with, and Alan's definitely got his stubborn side, but the fact that the guy said that,
and
he's just like, "I'm so sorry." I was like,
he was so sweet. And he was not, like, he was one of those two where he talked like the perfect amount. He talked to us for a while. I will admit his accent was really thick, and I had so much trouble understanding him. And
I'm just used to it.
I'm like so shy, and I hate to ask people to repeat themselves. So I was just like,
yeah,
like trying so hard to listen. But you guys seemed like you were vibing pretty well.
Yeah, we vibed totally well because we had that connection. Then we were talking about travel, but then towards the end we kind of lost the flow of the convo.
Yeah,
I don't know. I don't know what he ended up talking about. It kind of went off topic after a while.
It got to this weird point where he didn't say anything to us. Like we were talking and talking and talking, and he suddenly went, "Yep, and we were looking at each other, and you were kind of responding back for a minute. You were like, "Oh, yeah," and like we weren't sure.
Maybe we responded poorly to something, but like I thought we were on point with
nothing
the convo
had
for a while.
Seemed strange, and then we realized he was listening to the Jesus station on XM.
No, this is a different guy.
Oh, totally different guy. You're totally right.
That was the guy from this afternoon, but that was a great story too. Come to think of it,
yeah.
Oh my goodness! So this guy this afternoon. This is
I
think
feel
our
so
last.
dumb. I'm like mixing.
No, you're fine. This was the only one. Like this was the last one.
Other than the guy who dropped us off
today.
tonight.
Yeah, this was the second Uber of today from 3.
From 3, yes. Sorry, I'm like getting them all mixed up.
Oh, you're fine. We had a lot of experiences, but this guy was interesting because I don't even really know how to start this. What did he even say? He was really hitting on us at first.
He
it was kind of funny.
It was genuinely sort of funny. He was
it was flattering.
He was cute. He was chatting with us a little bit. And I will say that the guy, before I totally end that conversation, the one who you guys were like vibing, he was super nice.
Oh my god, I simply adore him.
One of the nicest Uber drivers. He had like water in the car for us.
Oh my gosh, he was so fancy. He was quite lovely.
You already know. So this guy, I honestly, like, it sounds so dumb, but so much has happened today, I barely remember. I just know that we were talking and talking and talking and talking about whatever. He was very interested in what we were doing, and he thought it was so cool.
Yeah.
And then, this is what I was about to say. We were talking to him, and suddenly he stopped talking.
Suddenly he completely stopped because he changed the station. He changed it from music to like a gospel sermon or something. I think it was like a live church sermon or something like that. Like a guy was preaching, and he was into it.
It was Joel Osteen, and I know that name from somewhere.
Yes, I think I see that. Like I've seen it before for sure too. But he was feeling it. It was actually really adorable. Like he was listening to the story. He was like, "Yes."
We didn't know he was like.
Yeah, because it stopped yes. randomly.
And I was like, "Oh,
yeah." So I thought he was talking to us, and I didn't want to be rude and not respond. But then we realized he was talking to the radio.
I felt so stupid.
Yeah, it took us a while to catch on to that. We were like, "Is he talking to us?"
He was having a hardcore. He was really into the sermon. Like, good
on
you.
Honestly, really cute that he was feeling
really
it so much. But it was so completely abruptly stopped talking to us
that it was so
and transitioned to the sermon on the radio, and we were just like. Oh.
And then he would transition back and talk to us for like 10 seconds and then go back into it.
Yeah, you leave her behind. You hear him keep saying something about...
He kept saying something about leaving her behind.
And the baby. Something about like, because she knows you love the baby.
Yeah, I don't know what he was talking about.
I think he might have been transitioning into a story on his own in his own mind or something, but because that was not on the radio.
Yeah, I think he was just very into the story, which is, that's really cute.
He was feeling the Jesus vibes, which was really cute. He was cool for sure. And then we have the last guy from...
He was really...
This evening.
He was bae.
He was a good one. He was probably one of our other most normal favorites besides the young backpacker.
He kind of got me there for a minute because we were just talking to him. He was just... we were just chatting. At one point, I was on the side of the car this time. Somebody was in a convertible. Well, there was like a group,
I forgot about those guys.
It was a group of older men, and they were in this convertible. And the guys in the back actually, like... asked him to roll down his window, and he rolled it down. They were just asking for directions, and this guy was super sweet. He immediately was like, "Oh yeah, nice. Yeah, you're good."
I need to rate him, by the way.
And then, I do too. I completely forgot my phone like died. So, and we're filming with yours, so so they kind of glanced in the back seat, and I made eye contact for like 2 seconds.
Yeah, same.
And he was like, "How'd you get 2 girls back there?" And I was like, "Oh god." And our driver was like, "Oh, I'm Uber," which I thought was so funny.
He was such a little cutie pie. He was so
shy, a little nugget.
And
I loved
quiet.
him.
Like he was just so he was so mellow. Like, he was so LA.
So
like,
cute.
so chill.
Oh my god, he was hilarious. He was like, oh, I'm an Uber. And the guy in the car said something like really weird, like, oh, I'd like to get on that live. And I'm like,
something like
I'm
that.
like, yeah, you really want to Uber in your convertible, right? So that was really funny. And then, that's actually one of the first sirens I've heard in LA.
I was literally just going to say I'm back home because I hear, if you guys watch me normally, you know, sirens in almost every single bit. Oh, yeah, because I live like I'm in the city and I live like right on the highway, so it's nonstop sirens.
That's annoying.
Yeah, it makes my videos funny, I guess.
Yeah.
This bruise on my leg is on fire, though.
Oh, my blisters are on fire. I just keep like covering my feet so no one sees them. This driver was like, this driver was really nice though.
Yeah.
He, we just chatted about work and stuff and he was really like,
we were telling him about the Egyptian guys.
We were telling him about that and kind of teased me a little bit. And he was like, that's not stuff that you like tell strangers, or that's not like I guess you can have opinions, but like don't voice that kind of stuff around people who aren't really asking for it or whatever. Yeah. And then he was like, well, I do meth, but I wasn't going to tell you guys. And I literally...
She thought he was dead ass serious.
I was like, honey, okay.
And I was like cracking up and I looked at her. I was like, bitch, you think he's serious? And he goes, I'm kidding.
I know. I'm so used to the crazy at this point that I was like, whatever.
At that point, we were like almost a
just
little...
don't kill me.
Yeah. No taking 7 tonight.
No taking 7.
Because at this point, we done. Liam, where you at, though?
Liam Neeson is literally about this. So sick of our asses.
Liam Neeson is bae.
Dude, he's so hot, I can't even.
Oh, yes.
We were talking about who in Hollywood could get it.
We should not be talking.
Oh, wait, sorry.
No, girl, I'm okay with it.
Okay,
Liam Neeson, though, like, I've posted him on Instagram before. When I finally saw Taken 3 at, like, the cheap movie theater when it was way out.
Oh, Taken 2, I just saw the other day.
Oh my god, Taken 3 was
Hi, Tia, and she's Tamara.
Yes. You have to watch Taken 3. It was so good. But like after I saw that, I posted him on Instagram, and people feel us. People feel that like he's also quite sexual.
He is. There's something about him.
It's weird. Like I can't help it. He's so.
Who else did I say the other night?
Chris
when we were
Pratt.
Talking? Chris Pratt could definitely get it.
Who else did you?
Tyler
say?
has completely accepted my love of Chris Pratt, by the way. And the other day sent me a like shirtless picture of him, and I was like, God bless you.
Alan only knows that I love Jake Gyllenhaal. That's really funny that Tyler did that. Though.
I think it's so funny. I think that honestly, in all honesty, like if that happened, Tyler would be totally fine and just have the most real bromance with Chris Pratt. He loves Chris Pratt too.
That is hilarious.
I'm obsessed with him. He's the only like celebrity crush I have. I love Hugh Laurie, but that's not one that I even feel is attainable. Like I look at Hugh Laurie like he's a different entity. He's my favorite actor of all time. I know that sounds so weird. This is like so serious, but he's my favorite actor.
Really? Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
My favorite ever.
We all have that one that our heart beats for.
Is Liam Neeson that?
Honestly, probs, but like at the same time, I'm trying to think who like my favorite one is. Oh my god. Let's just take a minute to think. Like who is celebrity bae?
Who's bae?
Who's bae? Like honestly though, I know he's not an actor, but John Legend is bae. John Legend is freaking. Do you get the feels for John Legend at all?
Voice.
I know his voice, but
he's a little.
He's got a baby face, like with just his dimples.
Baby face. That's what I was gonna say. He's too much of a baby for me.
Ooh, God, I don't know. And I think his music probably does it, but his little baby face, and when he has some facial hair, it's just like.
John Legend is really like. Who else's voice does that for me? Not John Legend. Who is the one who sings? Is John Legend All of Me?
Yes.
Okay, that duet he did recently with Sam Smith, though.
Did he do a duet with Sam Smith?
Was that John Legend or was that someone else? I can't remember.
Because if he did, then I need to hear it.
I don't know.
He might have.
I might be
and
totally
I don't know
wrong.
it yet. I'm kind of slow.
I might be totally stupid. I really don't know who anyone is, so.
You found boo. All I know is he can get it.
Yeah.
I know.
Well, I'm glad that you guys got that information, which you totally didn't sign up for in this video.
I know this is not about Uber whatsoever, but sidetracked. We finished our stories anyway. I think that's pretty much it. So overall, on a scale of 1 to 10, we're going to give Uber a... Honestly, I want to give it a 10 just for the pure experience of it.
This was an... Okay, honestly, like... And in some experiences, especially with the guy who was extremely creepy the whole time, he made sure to, like, he kind of, like, lapped around our area once or twice because I think he just wanted to keep talking, and that was kind of weird.
Oh, he took the long way for
He took the long way, and then he, like, lapped around.
That was our longest drive. Thank God it wasn't an XL, because we had to take an XL a couple times, not on purpose, just because our hotel limited us to only XLs and not X's at times. Yeah. So thank God it wasn't an XL, because those were, like, triple
so
the
much
price.
more money. It was so stupid.
Much
but,
more.
I mean, overall, like, I will honestly say that it's kind of weird to go from my experience with Uber to this because I've had such a positive, such a non-weird
so
experience.
Funny? I must have brought it out for
But you have to think, I was in, where in the world? I was staying in Beverly Hills last time, so it's a totally different area from this. So you might have just been getting a totally different, like, I've never had an experience out here, so
and I've never taken an Uber.
I would give it a 10 because I will never get over this. Like, this is something I'll keep with me for the rest of my
life.
Good
memories, though. Like, it was just purely, I think God we were together, because, like, by yourself, it's like, who can you talk to about it with?
I know.
But, like, we're going to laugh about this for a while.
I know it.
Oh, by far. So much fun.
It's really exciting.
I don't know how this video is so long. I hope you guys stuck around for this because
is it 37 or is it 27?
37.
Oops, it's really late. We gotta go to bed. Yeah, we're kind of getting the crazies. We still have to pack, and then we need to go to bed, and then we have to wake up early tomorrow because we have meetings with people.
Meow.
So we've got to go to bed. I did want to tell you guys, in case you did not already know, I have a candy haul with Alex up on my channel today. And
it's going to go up at the same time. So
it will be linked down below in the description
box. So, and if you want to watch any of the other LA videos, we vlogged the crap out of this trip on both of our channels, and we also disclose in a couple other videos here and there. So check out Loey's channel. You're probably already subscribed, but make sure you do if you don't, and subscribe to me if it's your first time here, because we have lots of fun on this channel. Join the Fearless Tribe, and I guess we'll see you guys next time. We love you bunches and bunches. Yes. So see you later. Bye. Oh my God, twins.